Welcome back, nerd friends, to episode 49 of the Nerd Chills podcast. This is Adam Diaz, and with me, as always, is CJ. Welcome back, CJ.
What a week it has been. I got to do all sorts of fun stuff, and now I'm here, ready to talk to my favorite people.
Hooray.
Wait, is that sarcastic?
Of course not.
Sorry.
Why would that be sarcastic?
Oh, okay.
Sitting in the fourth chair, impatient as balls, is Robin Grace. Welcome back, Robin.
Hello.
Sitting in the third chair is Charlie. Welcome back, Charlie.
Hello.
Did your friend code exchange go well over there, Animal Crossers?
Yes.
It did.
Okay.
I believe we are friends now.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know why Robin is on this kick where she has to make everyone her friends right now, but 30 minutes ago she asked CJ for his Xbox gamer tag. So
it reminds me of that episode of South Park where they're adding each other on Facebook and like Stan or something isn't into
he
Facebook.
has no friends.
and Stan hates it, but he has a million friends, and then Kyle has like 20.
Kyle's
Yeah.
like, "Will you be my friend?" And then he like has to go like do shit on his farm.
He's
He's like, "I
telling
already
him, like-
am your friend."
Like, yeah, talk about my sign. Leave a comment how cool my farm is. Right on. This week we're going to be recapping the Game Awards show. We had a lot of stuff happen this past week. We had the Game Awards. We had PlayStation Experience. We're recording late so that we could get you as much news as we could. However, we'll start off like we normally do with what we've been playing, and we'll start with Missouri. CJ, what have you been playing, bro?
Same good old stuff as last week. Still grinding out Call of Duty matches, and it's got to the point where I'm kind of beating my head against the table, trying to improve, and it's like when you hit you just hit that plateau and you're just trying to find ways to keep going up, but it's pretty rough.
Right.
If we hit that spot. So we're back to the drawing board. There was a huge tournament going on this weekend that's going on. It should be the championships today. So we've been using that to try to find some inspiration. But other than that, been messing around with a couple of phone games, played a little bit more of the South Park Phone Destroyer. And
Nice.
that's really it.
Is it worth downloading?
That's pretty fun.
It's fun.
They need some balancing. There's a lot of really OP characters that as soon as I get into a PvP match, when they play that card first, I just quit the match. Because
It's funny.
there's just
That's
no
sad.
point. So that's the only thing I really feel like it needs multiplayer-wise is just some tweaking of the cards.
I think most games are like that when they start out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's certain ones like any game by Supercell tends to be balanced fairly well, and
Oh,
they
is
try
that
and
another
tweak
game
it.
by Supercell?
I don't
No.
think so.
Oh.
I'm saying any game by Supercell usually comes out very balanced.
Oh, okay. I see what
Because they do like
Yeah,
extensive beta work on it, but I didn't hear anything about a South Park
Beta or
beta
anything
for the
like
game. So it was basically like they released a beta, and now they're just making fixes, which is fine.
that. Yeah, I feel like with cell phone games, that's more common, so that makes sense. Right on. So that's about it for CJ. Charlie, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing a lot of Pocket Camp, Animal Crossing.
You're playing it right now, in fact.
Playing it right now. I'm trying to think if I played anything else. I think I might have played Sims, but I can't remember. I got my One X and I installed nothing and did nothing. I thought about
Cool.
seeing how fast I could install Destiny, and then I wanted to watch a movie, so I was like, "Oh
Netflix
well."
instead.
And yeah, honestly, I think it's just Animal Crossing.
Right on. It's good stuff. Robin, what have you been playing this week?
A lot of Overwatch.
Indeed, it has been.
It's so much Overwatch, and
Said you're level 96 now?
yeah.
Jesus.
When did we start playing Overwatch?
A couple months ago.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Right.
Too much.
Maybe a month
I've
before
been playing-
BlizzCon. Maybe a little bit longer than that. So
I've
BlizzCon
been
was
too
beginning of
much.
November,
Yeah, way too much Overwatch and Animal Crossing.
obviously, because you're
Yeah.
playing it as you speak right now.
Yeah.
As for myself, I got back into Friday the 13th, which hasn't really crashed on me. I haven't had any server issues, so I think they might have got the bugs worked out there. And a bunch of people went back into the group because you can join groups on Xbox for specific games. You can go find people looking for a group, and that is bigger than it ever has been. So I was like, I guess I'll give it a shot again, and it's so much fucking fun. I've been surviving a ton because I feel like there's a bunch of new people getting involved in the game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why, but the people are not very good at Jason. So I've been living a ton, and it's been nice because I've been leveling up. And then I finally said, like, I kept telling myself, like, if I had like 3 hours of time to play, I would play Assassin's Creed Origins. And then yesterday I sat down and finally started it. And I was like, I'm going to start it, and then I'm going to go back to Friday the 13th. And I started playing, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to level 2. And I'm like, I'm going to get to level 5. And then I got to level 5. I'm like, you have to fucking stop. Like, it's going to be my whole night. So I did stop, but I got to say.
Upload your clips to the Nerd Chills.
I mean, I could. I took some clips on my gamer tag just because I was like, this game is way different than any other Assassin's Creed. It feels like a mixture of Assassin's Creed and Witcher. And I really liked it. And, like, there's certain areas you're not allowed in, but you can just walk in there. But guards will tell you, like, hey, you're not allowed in here. So I walked up to one, and I'm like, I wonder what he'll do if I take my weapon out. So I took out my Warhammer, and he didn't do anything. And I have this ability where when I take it out, if I charge it, it, like, is super powered. So I charge it, and I'm like, fuck it, let's see what happens. And I just fucking flattened this guy with it. And I was just howling with laughter. So it's been really, really fun, actually. I haven't been this entertained by an Assassin's Creed since, like, Assassin's Creed 2.
That's awesome.
So I'm having a good time with it. We'll see what happens with it. I haven't gotten past like a certain milestone that happened at the beginning of the game that everyone's like, oh, once you get past that, the story's amazing. Right now I'm just like, whatever, I'm doing all the side quests and hunting and having a good time scouting everything with my bird. So
You never played all the way through Black Flag, right?
no, I didn't. Yeah, Black Flag was the one that I started, and I'm like, I will come back to this eventually, and that's where I stopped playing.
Well, I don't know if we put it in news, but you should get back to it because they're making Rogue for Xbox One and PS4.
What?
Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Rogue is like the official successor or following.
Successor.
I can't talk. But yeah,
What is
to
English?
Black Flag.
Right, and wasn't Rogue only on Xbox 360 / PlayStation 3? It was.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it wasn't on the next gens when it first came out.
Yeah, and which makes sense why they haven't I don't think it's back. It might be backwards compatible. It might be a back pat.
Back and pat.
But
Sounds
yeah,
so cute.
it's gonna be like redone in HD.
Cool. That's good to know. I think once I finish Origins, I might circle back because I am having a good time.
You might actually have time to do it since they're going 2-year dev cycle now. Finally.
That's true. That's what they need to do. I really think so. And then I played Stardew Valley on Switch.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I started clearing out my farm and running around the town and meeting everyone. I was like, this is great mindless activity. And then like I'm still playing Crash Royale here and there. But I can see it overtaking my Clash Royale time.
I love Stardew Valley. I haven't gotten very far. I have it on Xbox, but I really like it. I mean, it's just like
I imagine
Harvest
it's just
Moon and all that
Farmville
stuff.
on crack, but I never played Farmville.
it's
So.
a lot like Harvest Moon, honestly, because it's
Okay.
like cute and you can actually like build a relationship with people and stuff like that.
I decided that I was going to start playing it when they started talking about the fact that Stardew Valley's multiplayer will come out first on Switch, and I have it on Switch.
I know.
So I was like, well, fuck it, I might as well start playing this. That way, when I'm ready, it's fun. And then they showed like a clip of like 20 people in the company that were beta testing it together, or alpha testing it, or whatever they call it when it's internal. And they're all standing on the same screen with each other. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
That makes me want to see like how much my Xbox version trades in for, and
Right.
then I can just get the Switch version. 'cause
I'm
they're,
very,
like,
very
$50.
excited. So that's what I've been playing. As far as what I've been watching in backwards order, nothing in particular. However, next episode, episode 50, we're going to do Game of the Year, and I'm going to have The Last Jedi 90-minute review, because I'm not going to stop talking about that
Say
fucking
90
movie.
minutes.
90
90
minutes.
minutes.
Yesterday was Saturday, and they had the official red carpet rollout for it.
Yeah.
John Boyega was stuck in Atlanta in a fucking snowstorm. He somehow managed to get himself driven to an airport that was willing to fly out.
Wow.
Flew out of Atlanta, landed without his luggage, got changed, got showered, got to the premiere, and acted like nothing happened. But he tweeted like, I actually need a pilot. Because when he meets Poe at the beginning of episode 7, he's like, sounds like you need a pilot. So I was like, that is awesome. I was reading the tweets of the people who got to see it, and they're incredibly positive. And then they all keep mentioning, like, there's a moment in this movie that I keep replaying in my mind over and over, and it's everything I wanted Star Wars to be.
Spoilers.
And I'm like, well, fuck. I'm like, God damn it. Now I have to
wanna
go
see
on
it?
social media,
I kinda
like,
do.
blackout.
See ya.
We have tickets. We're going to
We're
see
gonna
it.
go
You guys
see
are
it,
gonna go.
but we're gonna go see it the next day.
Yeah. I took off Friday. I'm calling it Last Jedi Friday.
Wow.
And I'm going to go see it at least once more, unless I really hate it. In which case, I'm probably just going to get really drunk and cry in my room alone. So, that's my plan.
Sounds like a great plan.
Right? Robin, what have you been watching this week?
I have been watching Lucifer again.
I hate that show.
I like it. I think Tom Ellis is ridiculously hot.
People either tell me they love it or they hate it.
I think he's handsome, and I think he's very
handsome.
charming.
He's very talented. Like his singing voice, so hot.
Was that so hot?
So hot.
So
It's
hot.
HAWT. So hot.
I'm noticing a trend with Robin. If the actor's hot, she watches their show.
No, No, not necessarily, because Eddie Redmayne is not hot, but I love Fantastic Beasts.
That's different. That's Harry Potter.
Yeah, you get sucked in no matter
I
what.
mean, Daniel Radcliffe is not that hot, and you'll watch Harry Potter all
Yeah,
day, every
that's
day.
true, too.
Or were you watching it for Emma Watson?
She is hot.
Yeah.
She's
Not at
alright.
first, though.
Not at first, no.
That's true.
She
Or were you watching it
long-bottomed.
for Robert Pattinson? No.
No, if
The Quidditch dude. What's that guy's name?
That's right.
Oliver Wood, that
Yeah.
guy. Oh
Oliver Wood's
yeah,
hot.
he's hot.
He always has been.
I
Yeah.
hate you guys so much.
They found something.
Right? Jesus. I watched Harry Potter because I thought Hermione was a strong character, and turns
Yeah,
turns
sure.
out that's what she is in real life, and that's what I find attractive.
I bet.
And those sweet ass tits.
Whatever.
Anything else, Robin, that you've been watching?
Oh man, dude. No, I don't know. I don't think so.
You've been reading a
I've
lot
been
of
reading.
50 Shades of Grey
No,
2 times
they-
2-2. I don't know how to describe it.
E.L. James came out with Darker, which is 50 Shades Darker from Christian's point of view.
I saw that you were reading that, and I was
Yeah.
just like, why? That lady is taking everything from the Twilight series, because, like, they did that.
Oh,
And they did
Yeah.
the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally the same thing.
The
Except,
gender swap,
see,
POV
if-
swap.
If Stephanie Meyer put out Midnight Sun like she was originally going to before that bitch took her manuscript and, like, put it out and shit, I would...
What's Midnight Sun for those of us that kind of care?
It's Twilight in Edward's point of view, like from Edward's point of view. But she like released like the first couple chapters, and it was so good. And then someone stole her manuscript or something, and she decided she wasn't gonna do it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Rough life.
You know who that someone was? That was God being like, enough, bitch.
Oh.
No more vampires.
Charlie, is there anything you've been watching this week?
I watched a lot of murder shows.
Murder shows?
I watched Cold Justice, which is a Netflix show about
Cold Justice.
Cold
murders
cases?
and cold cases. There's like a regular one and a sex crimes one, and Andrea like told me I should watch the sex crimes one. And it's really interesting because the victims are all there and alive, and they like participate in the
Sex
case again.
crimes?
So that's really interesting.
Wow.
I don't understand how it became like a subgenre. Like, oh, do you like murder or true crime? You should check out the sex crime shit. Like, even Law and Order. It's like Law and
you.
Order. They're like, how about Special Victims Unit, where people are just getting beaten and raped all the time? It's just like, I don't understand it at all. It's like if My Favorite Murder was like, this one is just about SVU cases. I'd be like, I don't want to fucking listen to that. So that's cool.
Then I got through that and I was bored, so I watched Forensic Files, which is super old and boring. It's not as
I still watch
exciting.
Forensic Files.
I don't. It's interesting.
It's an
'cause
oldie but a goodie.
They do cases where like it's just like the forensics of certain situations, not necessarily murders. So that's kind of cool. And then I watched South Park. I got caught up on South Park. It's really weird. Like the season finale was really weird. But it's interesting. I don't know if you guys have been watching at all.
No,
I'm, like, two
we're
seasons behind.
Yeah, we're like really behind.
Or do you guys know have you seen any of the PC Principal?
Yeah, I saw it when he showed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So now they introduced like a vice principal to the school who's
Oh, God.
just named Strong Woman.
That's
Oh my
hilarious.
god,
She's like him but in female form, and he'll be like at in the one of the opening scenes where she's there, someone starts talking while she's talking, and he like yells at them, and she's like, "You don't think I could have done that? You don't think I could have handled that?" And he's like, "I'm so sorry," but then he like falls in love with her basically.
I was gonna say,
Aw,
that's definitely gonna happen.
cute.
It's funny because like they play Hootie and the Blowfish, like you know that song like I Went Out, what's it called, like
Hold your hand.
yeah. So that song is like playing in his head because he's in love with her. So it's like playing the whole episode. It's weird, but yeah,
Right
that's
on.
what I watched.
Good stuff. Did watching all those true crime stuff and murder stuff have any side effects on like real life at all?
Just that I was just telling you guys that story about like
It's such a good story.
A phone rang and it was outside of my house, but it sounded like it was inside of my house, and then I had to like search my entire house. It was just so weird. It was so loud.
How did you search? Did you search looking around corners or like, I have a gun?
I didn't like do something stupid. Like I didn't like take a knife out of my kitchen block and like wander around. I just like
Have a
looked
fake
at all-
conversation with police that's not on the phone while you have 911 dialed and you're waiting to hit send. Like, no, officer, I know they're in here. Oh, there's no one here. I don't have to hit send.
No, I didn't do that.
I do that like every night.
Really?
Every
No.
night.
If we hear a noise, that Robin is always like, "Go check that out." I'm like, "Fuck you! Like, I'm not dying. Like, you're coming with me." And then We'll go downstairs,
But, like,
and I'm
no.
like, turn on lights,
No.
stay in the light. Swear to fucking God, Robin's like a character from a horror movie. I'll take a right to go to the light switch. She's like, I'm gonna go check this dark hallway, but I'm not gonna turn the light on. And I'll turn around, I'm like, where the fuck are you? Are you dead? You're probably dead right now.
It's funny though when Yui's sleeping because she's sleeping on the bed. I'm like, Yui, wake up! You have to go with us. So I'm like shoving
She's
her.
shoving
off the
our
bed.
German Shepherd / Corgi off the bed, who would have woken up if there was someone in the house that were like, no, we're
Hopefully.
pretty sure we heard it. Not your giant satellite ears.
My,
So.
my house makes like weird because I think it's because it's a building with like multiple units, so it's like I hear like random like
Oh.
pops of like the building shifting.
Settling, yeah.
And so like I'm always like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. Like I'd never care when I hear weird noises, but it was a phone ringing and it was so fucking loud. I was like,
That would creep me out.
that's good. And my house is like really echoey, so because I have like vaulted ceilings, so it just sounded like, yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. I don't know.
Well, I'm
Sounded
glad
like,
you're
yeah.
safe and alive. So.
It sounded like someone was in my house and they had their phone accidentally went off, and then they were like, "Oh shit!" and they like silenced.
Oh
their
shit,
phone.
she's gonna know now. Can't murder her today. Well, we're glad you're here. So
I made it another week.
good job. One more week, people. CJ, what have you been watching, bro?
I was watching Stranger Things again with Brittany because she finally decided to watch it since she's got a little bit more free time because school is coming to an end. And then I started watching another Netflix original called I think it's Betweeners.
Betweeners?
I
In
think so.
betweeners?
No, I don't think it's In-Betweeners. I'm looking it up right now just to make sure. I want to say maybe it's just Between. I don't
What's it
know.
about?
So yeah, it's just Between. Okay, so there's this town that basically gets quarantined because everybody above the age of 22 just randomly dies one day. Like they all just start getting sick and no one can figure out why, so they all die. So they quarantine the town, and it's everyone 21 and under trying to figure out how to survive because with the town quarantined, they're not allowed to have food taken into them or anything like that. So there's like a guy who owns a farm that's trying to help as much as he can. Then there's the rich guy in town that's just being a complete dick, thinking he still rules the town because his dad did. And somebody who got pregnant and they delivered a baby, and it was all types of crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been all right. It's okay. It's kind of really slow to start out with, and it's kind of predictable on what's going to happen next. If you've seen a lot of those, like We're the Last People on Earth kind of shows, but it's
Great.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Cool. Maybe we'll check it out because I don't really have a whole lot of series right now that I'm catching up on. I kind of fell off of the Dragon Ball Super Train, so maybe that's one.
Super train.
Super Train. It's great.
But that's pretty much it. Otherwise, there's things on Twitch randomly. I watched like the PUBG Invitational, which was kind of fun to watch, and then that's it.
Cool. So that's what we've been playing. That's what we've been watching. Let us know what you've been playing or watching by emailing nerdchills@nerdchills.net. We always like to hear from you guys. You guys haven't talked to us in a little while, and we're getting kind of sad. You guys talk to us a lot in Discord and
Really?
in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not so much via email. So
Or Facebook.
let's or Facebook. Yeah, we do get messages on Facebook. We had one message from Monty. He was like, "Just listen to episode 48," and I agree. Fuck that kid.
Yeah.
I hope he's in jail right
It's like
now.
those Reader Digest articles where it's like, from last issue, these are the letters we've received.
Right, exactly. That's what we're hoping to see.
I still have no emails in my inbox other than your test one.
I was like, test, hello. But cool. We'll move right along into the big three. So, CJ, what do we have in the way of Microsoft news?
Well, big three. I'm always the smallest of the three, so I'll go ahead and knock out my couple things here. First of all, Sea of Thieves got a release date. So everyone who's wanting to go on their pirating adventures with their friends, you can now do that on March 20th, 2018 on Xbox One and PC.
What is it called?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Whichever way you want to pronounce it, it's fine. So that's really exciting because I thought it was going to be pushed back again because they hadn't really talked about anything for a while. So that'll be a fun one to play. And then the other big thing coming up is in 2 days. 1 day from now. You'll have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds coming to Xbox One, and it'll be Xbox One Enhanced for those of you with your Xbox One X. So we'll get to see all the kids that play on PC that have way better aim just completely stomp all the Xbox players. So we'll see how that
It's going to be
goes.
so much fun.
But other than that, that's sadly all I have in the world of Microsoft news.
I know it's not like I know it's going to be part of like our main topic because we're going to go over Game Awards, but then they announced that new game was a Way Out or something like that. That prison one for isn't that only Xbox?
I don't know, actually. It's not ringing a bell.
It's the one where the guy like he was at the Game Awards and he like ranted and he was like Microsoft's have been or EA's been good to me. Maybe it's an EA game, but I thought it was exclusive to Xbox. So it's like you start off in prison, but the big catch is that like both people don't have to have the game for you to play co-op.
The same couch co-op one that they announced at E3.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that one was
I thought it was
Microsoft
Xbox.
exclusive.
I don't know.
I sure hope so.
I'll look it up.
But right on.
Yeah.
So cool, good Microsoft news. Charlie, while you're looking that up, what do you have in the way of the Sony news?
Okay. So I'm gonna go over everything I have, and then we'll kind of muddle through PSX because, like I said, I don't. It's kind of been a blur for me, and I don't have all their announcements. And there also wasn't a ton of big announcements from what I saw. Like,
This was really more about like hands-on playing and like gameplay demo shit.
Yeah.
So
Was
So
it
it
pretty
wasn't
much
anything-
whatever's Paris game show?
well, I'll go over what I have, and then we'll talk about
Okay.
it. So first thing, Secret of Mana, which has been set to re-release, is getting a limited physical release. I believe that's going to be actually GameStop exclusive.
oh
The
snap!
physical one.
Wow.
And I'm gonna see if I have a date for it because I cannot remember the date. It's soon though.
Wally.
But it's cool that they're doing a physical release for the few people that want a disc still. The date is February 15th, 2018.
That is very soon. That is like 3 months away.
That's
Okay.
a few games.
2 months away. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Apparently Japan has a collector's edition, but we don't get that, so
Well, Japan is special.
man.
Oh man, get it?
Um,
Nailed it.
A second article has been updated. So the first part of it said that they had seen a listing on the PlayStation Store for the new God of War that said the date of release was going to be March 22nd, and then they updated it and changed it to December 31st of 2018, which we know is not a real date.
Right.
So they were like, maybe something just like someone hit the switch too quickly, or maybe it was an accident. I have a feeling it was an accident. That seems really soon.
I will say, as much as that, I totally agree that it seems really soon. So you're just getting mauled by a
Right.
cat over there.
Cat war.
To me, it does seem like March has been the release for God of War in the past, hasn't it? Haven't
Yeah,
they
it has
dropped
been
Ascension
spring.
and God of War 3?
I don't remember whether it's March. I want to say Ascension might have been like May. I'd have to look it up.
It may have been.
been.
Fucking
May.
crushing the puns today.
You're so punny.
Oh, dude, I got a game. I already decided I'm not going to give it to anyone, but I think we should try playing it. I don't know if it's going to be very easy, though. It's a game called Punderdome, and you, like, pick 2 cards, and then you have to write a pun based on the cards.
Oh, I'm in.
My God.
I think it might be hard, but we'll try
I
it.
want to do that.
Yeah, you're going to be great at it.
We can play Punderdome.
Ponderdome it is.
Anyways, so my next bit of news is just an update on sales statistics from PlayStation. So the PS4 hit 70 million sales.
You dropped this article in like 10 minutes before I was able to drop it in. I was like, holy shit.
And they said that they have also sold 617.8 million copies of PS4 games
Oh my God.
as of December 3rd, and that the PSVR hit 2 million users, which is pretty crazy, although admittedly a terrible percentage of those 70 million.
But it just came out
Systems.
last Christmas-ish. Last October, maybe.
Was it last year? Was it only a
Last
year?
November.
It was last year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Feels
so
like so much
2
longer.
million in its first,
October?
almost its first calendar year, maybe a little bit higher than that. Because I know that they had projected the first 3 months to be like 1 million, and then for it to drop. So 2 million is pretty consistent. That's good.
And they've been doing a lot of sales for it this holiday, so it's only going to sell more and more. Like, I could see them hitting 3 million by the end of this year because of the holiday and all
I
the
can't
sales they have.
wait to get my headset fixed so I can play. What is it? Keep talking and no one explodes.
Yeah.
Game is so much fun.
So this is the before I skip ahead to this. So they did announce that Stardew Valley will be coming to Vita.
Which was so funny to me because I'm like, I get that the Vita fan base is a hardcore fan base, but your console is dead, man. That's like
Super
playing
dead.
5-on-5 pickup basketball, and one of your characters is Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
It's so weird that they haven't made new Vitas in forever. Like, I get it. It's cool that they're still giving it some kind of support. Like it sucks for like Wii U users,
Did you just
for
look
example.
for your Vita?
Yeah, I was like, is it still there?
Wii U people are dead. Like it's dead to
Right.
them. They're not getting anything new. It's just like you bought this and great, thanks. Thank you for your money.
You bought this and you said you
Please
hated
go buy
it,
a
so we
Switch.
killed it, and now we've made something else.
Yeah, so I mean, at least they're still supporting it somewhat, but it is kind of weird that they still make announcements for it like we're supposed to care.
Right.
Like, what's your angle?
Like, if you watch Kind of Funny, like, Greg Miller is the giant PlayStation guy, and he was the giant spokesperson for the Vita. And even he will come out and say, like, Vita's fucking dead. I love my Nintendo Switch. Everyone should go get a Nintendo Switch.
I recently saw, it wasn't that recent, like within the last 2 months, where he was saying that it was like a good time to pick up a Vita again.
He says it all the time.
swear to
He started
God.
a Vita relocation program where people can give the Vita they no longer use to someone who wants one.
Wow.
Which is cool,
What?
but at the same time, him being a person that's like, Vita's fucking dead, like, he gets so excited when they announce stuff for Vita. And at this point, I'm just like, everything that's announced for Vita that isn't on Switch, I'm just like, it better be a fucking Sony exclusive or I'm going to kill someone. Or it better already be on Switch.
But yeah, so then I have all the PSX news. I'm just going to go over this, at least the opening night information. They're doing a VR mode for Wipeout. They announced that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, side tangent. What is with that game that's like, oh God, what is it called? It's like Desert Bus.
Desert Bus.
So Desert Bus is this game. I was listening to NPR of all places, and they were talking
Wow.
about Desert Bus. So Desert Bus is a super old game where you just drive through the desert in a bus, and you can literally drive from like one end of the country to another in real time. And the only thing
No
that happens,
way.
there's no one on the bus, there's no traffic. The only thing that happens is that the bus starts to slowly veer to the right, and you have to like correct yourself. And it's like coming to VR or has come to VR, and I was just like blown away by that. Like, I don't know, it was really weird.
That
It was
sounds
a.
horrible.
I watched like 10 minutes of it on Twitch because they were doing like
10 whole minutes?
10 whole minutes. Because then I was like, "This is gay." It was like a 24-hour straight charity stream where that's all they did because they
Yeah.
went from one end of the country to the other or whatever.
I hate
so
it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, you just get there, and then you get like a marker, and you go back.
yeah, like the guy when they were just like a shift for the person I was watching, the guy was pretty entertaining, but it was like read comments, thank you for
You have to
donations,
be.
thank you for donations. Oh, gotta go back left. Read comment, thank for donation. Oh, gotta go back. It was like that's all it was. It was really, I guess so.
That's kind of hilarious.
Well, I
I
have a
don't know.
broken VR, and it's basically a sleep simulator if you just put it on, or it's like a walking around at
You should
night.
take that when you go to when you take your trips on planes to.
That's true. I should just
Like
put on my
that.
VR headset, and everyone will be like, "Oh my god, that guy's like in the future," and I'm really just sleeping.
There you go.
So
Be like, is that one of the dudes? Oh, what's that stupid band's name? Is that Daft Punk?
yeah,
Oh my god.
Daft Punk.
it sure is.
So anyways, the next thing they did is they unveiled more information about God of War. It looks really, really cool and super in depth and really long.
Yeah, I decided that I have
That's
to.
good.
What sucks is that I bought God of War 1 and 2 back in the day for my PlayStation 3, and I got to the very, very
PlayStation
end.
3.
Yeah, they did. They did a collection.
Oh,
I got to
okay.
the very end of God of War 2, and I was like, I will beat this the next time I play it. And then my PlayStation 3 fucking died, and I'm like, I'm not buying another PlayStation 3. Fuck this thing. So I never finished it. And
I don't know why they haven't made a collection. Like
I don't either,
they
man. Like,
remastered 3, and 3's good. 3's hard, but 3's good. But like, why not just do all of them?
And now if
especially
I
with
wanna-
this coming up.
if I want to get ready for it, like I feel like I have to beat 2, so I have to somehow acquire 2 again, get to the end of it, beat it, then start 3, which I could at least play on my
Acquire it
PlayStation
somehow.
4.
It's like $10.
I just don't know if it's still out there somewhere.
I
Because
think
every time
they
I
do
try and
1
check
2
for like
$8.
I try and check for God of War 3 at GameStop used when I go in there, and most of the time it's not there because it's been bought or it's just not been traded in. So I'm like, I don't know if it's the same way for the collection
Christmas
from PS3.
is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Anyways, continue.
So yeah, they're saying they think it's going to be like 35 to 40 hours long. Where it doesn't sound very long, but the previous God of Wars have been like 10-hour campaigns.
And it felt right too. So that one being that long will be
Did it
interesting.
feel so right?
And it's nice because it's got no multiplayer. At least I think Ascension didn't have some crappy multiplayer.
It did. I didn't play it, so
I didn't either.
Wasn't it only like 8 hours too? Like it was super
Oh yeah,
short.
It's
they've
very
all been
short.
pretty short. But like my whole point is, if it's 8 hours and there's no multiplayer, that sucks.
Yeah.
And nowadays people aren't going to have that.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
The next thing was about Detroit Becomes Human. They just showed more gameplay and more of like the controls, which is interesting because
Circle for there's some meme out there right now where it's like circle for like ask probing question or some
Yeah.
ridiculous dialogue option.
But I mean the what is it, Quantic Dreams that makes that game, makes Heavy Rain and stuff like that. Like they're known for like quick time events and interesting control
Schemes.
gimmicks, maybe. But yeah, so I mean that's kind of what you expected out of it, I would say.
Right. It looks great.
I was trying to read a little bit about this game because it looks adorable, but I'm not sure I entirely know the premise. But there's a game called Donut County that they've been promoting, and it's like about a raccoon that steals people's food.
Huh.
Oh my
Is this a
God,
VR
does he
game?
count their donuts?
I don't think so. But it looks really, really cute, and it's going to be out on PS4 next year, so I'll totally play that.
Right on.
I don't care what it entails. Medieval, they announced that that's getting remastered, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, it's a popular series, but it's been a long time.
Right. It has been.
Been like over a decade. But in the theme of like all those older PlayStation cartoon style games like Ratchet and Clank and Crash and stuff coming back,
Right.
I think it makes sense.
I always get Medieval confused with like Maximo. I can't remember what the name of that game was. It was like third person action adventure where you were like carrying a sword and like fighting skeletons. I
Medieval
can't
is like
remember.
the game where you play as like the Jack Skellington looking dude with the weird
Yeah.
teeth.
That's definitely not the one I'm thinking of.
That's Adam on a normal day.
They announced that The
Thanks.
Last Guardian is getting a VR capable demo, which I found
Wow.
funny because 2 E3s ago they had a game like I got a Last Guardian T-shirt and I gave it to one of my coworkers. And what you had to do to get the T-shirt was to play an augmented reality game, which was that dog. Like it was like larger than life, like the size of a small building version of the dog, and you could play with it, and you could like move things around in front of the screen, and the dog would react. And you could like hold up a shield to it, and the dog would react.
That's cute.
So it's kind of like a VR version of that. It was interesting. I don't think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. I think it might be a little. It's probably like 3 times more niche than Final Fantasy fishing game.
Right. Which is super niche already.
I like it.
I know. Oh, I know you're going to definitely like it, but I just feel like it's going to appeal to such a small audience.
Yeah.
This is like a third of that audience.
Right. If that.
They announced that Mega Man is going to be in Monster Hunter.
He looks ridiculous too.
What?
In this one, he looks like he's holding a sausage. Like, I can't even tell what that
I
is.
seriously, when I saw the
That's
picture,
what he looks like.
go Google Mega Man and Monster Hunter and check out this picture.
That
It
does not
looks
look
like,
like a sausage.
it looks like he's holding a dick.
Yeah.
It seriously
There's
looks
like
like
a
he's
head on
holding
it
a
and
dick.
Everything.
I was like, is his
What the
weapon a
fuck?
human dick?
That's a great weapon.
Oh my
It is.
God. No, Japan, no.
So I'm really excited to play Aloy, but I'm not so sure about Mega Man. It looks photoshopped as fuck.
Capcom is just like, we're stepping up our game. There's Mega Man, and he's wielding a dick.
And then possibly
Only in
the most basic news of the PlayStation experience is that they're hinting at the ability to change your screen name soon.
Yeah. Greg Miller, to his credit, since he's been on Podcast Beyond, has had a segment said, Shuhei Yoshida, please let us change our PSN names. And people would write in with either their or someone else's terrible PSN name, and they're like, Dick Smoker 420. And then
Oh
they say,
my
like, I made this
goodness.
when I was 16. I'm 40 years old now. Please let me change my PSN name, Shuhei. Why do you hate us so much? And that's been a running segment once a week for like the last, I don't know, 10 fucking years, and they still haven't done it.
I think it would be cool because for some reason, mine is like I'm a generic person, so mine was like my cool idea, but then someone had taken the cool idea, so I had to put a number behind
something.
and then I have a different number behind that same name on Xbox, so it would make sense for me to just make them the same.
Right.
And I don't really want to change my Xbox One because I have like engraved controllers that say my gamer tag. So
I'm committed
be
at this
nice.
point.
it would be nice to be able to do that.
It would be very nice. What's that face, Robin?
Yes.
We have to make my sister's custom controller.
Yes. Hopefully she doesn't listen to the show, or else we've given away a
Bodied.
Christmas gift.
We're too cool.
She doesn't
She
listen.
doesn't listen to the
This
show.
is me laying down the gauntlet. if your sister listens in the next 14 days, she knows what her Christmas gift is. So, Liz, if you're listening to this, you win. You know what it is. But if you don't, I'm going to tell you to go listen to episode 49. You're going to be like, son of a bitch!
So when I share the podcast, I shouldn't be like, and we reveal Liz's Christmas.
Oh my god!
Please do not do that.
That would be so funny.
It would be.
That would be the major test. Did you read my post? Are we even friends?
Are we even friends, Liz?
Oh man, this is sounding like a trap for Liz.
It is. It's getting worse by the minute.
I'm on your side, Liz. If you hear me, which I know you don't, but I'm on your side. Don't listen to the episode.
Oh my
CJ
god.
chooses friends in the Nurchels versus Liz debate. And that's all the stuff I had from PSX. They also talked about Dreams. I forgot about that.
Dreams looks like, I swear to God, Dreams looks as if it was going to be another Project Spark.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Project Spark sucks
But
balls.
Media Molecule is behind it, and they're so good at stuff.
It's
What'd they do?
Little Big Planet.
Oh.
So I don't know. For me, I
Possibilities.
love that company, so I'll probably play it regardless. But I agree with you that it looks a little weird still.
I would get it probably a month after it's out so I could play other people's creations if that's what it winds up being. Because I don't
want to even play other people's creations. Like, I just want to play the storyline. I mean, you can create your own levels in Little Big Planet. I never looked for other people's levels.
Right. I don't want to go and invest myself into creating something. Like with Project Spark, I started to do it. I'm like, God, this is fucking boring as balls.
Yeah, it just takes forever.
It really does. So anyone who's that dedicated and that good at it, I'd be more than happy to play someone else's creation. But I don't see myself getting into like the RPG Maker way that I used to be. So
I've never understood those games. I understand Minecraft, and I can get into Minecraft a little bit, although some of it I can't. But anyways, I don't understand the whole Super Mario Maker, making your
Yeah.
own
I
levels
don't
in
either.
Little
I
Big
can't.
Planet.
I would love to
it's
play
too
Super
in-depth.
Mario Maker, but I'm not gonna make one. I want to play if one of my friends is like, you should try my level. If I tried it and it was super hard, I'd be like, your level fucking sucks, bro. But if it was fun, that would be different.
I can never imagine putting in session after session of. I mean, granted, I play Sims, which is kind of similar.
Yeah.
Similar. Nailed it.
Oh.
God.
We're so ready for Punderdome.
I am. This is the Punderdome right now.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't get those level making games.
Yeah, it's a niche for sure. And the people who are very good at making levels, I respect them and I want to try their stuff out. So cool.
Yahoo.
Thank you
Nintendo.
for the Sony news. I have a couple things that were announced during Game Awards that I'm going to jump into before we get to the Game Awards recap. But before we get there, this one's really cool piece of news. At first, people were kind of talking shit about it. They're like, "Why can't you do this here if you're going to do this there?" Nintendo is going to be bringing HD versions of Wii games to China's NVIDIA Shield. It's a deal that they made with NVIDIA back in the day, and they're going to be moving over some games that were available in the Wii library. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which was very popular. I remember being at GameStop. You sold 2 copies of that a day at least. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and the Wii version of Punch-Out are all available on Chinese Shield TV owners, with Super Mario Galaxy coming soon. What's really cool about it is that they're remaking Wii, which has been rumored to be the reason that we don't have a virtual console for Switch yet, is because they have all the other stuff ready, but they don't want to release it until they have their Wii library available, at least the greatest hits.
Because everyone had so many fond memories of Wii games.
Because there's so many units out there in the wild where they're like, we sold 100 million Wiis, we want to sell 100 million Switches, let's make it so that people can play, whatever. I would love to play Wii Sports on my fucking Switch. That would be awesome.
I think that would
love
be
to play
really fun.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles My Life as a King, which is one of my favorite simulation games ever. It's stupid, and you don't even play Final Fantasy. You send other characters that are NPCs to play Final Fantasy while you just make your kingdom.
What
But
about Dokapon Kingdom?
Oh
I
man.
fucking hate that game, and I would buy it if it was available. I really would. But it's good news. They're remaking Wii titles right now, and they're putting them on a handheld that's literally the same chipset that's inside your Nintendo Switch right now.
I mean, they must have anticipated that they would make Wii games part of the Switch library when they made the Switch, because the controls are so similar.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why even keep motion controls?
I think that's exactly why they wanted to have accelerometers in the handheld and the Joy-Cons. So I'm like, let's get it out there. Let 2018 be the year of Virtual Console and Pokemon.
Of your old shit.
Pokemon.
And it'll be super awesome.
Oh, I can't wait to get into the game show thing because I was so disappointed.
because we didn't get a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to get one, but we'll give it time. What we did get from Nintendo, however, is that they're re-releasing Bayonetta 1 and 2. Bayonetta 2 will come with a copy of Bayonetta 1.
No.
Okay,
Go,
I'll
go,
keep
go.
going. And then right after that, Reggie Fils-Aimé was like, do you really think I'd come up here for just one announcement? And then they announced
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3, which looked incredible. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, it's just a basic
3 times the
trailer.
titties.
It's just a basic trailer of her shooting against someone else that's shooting. But it looks super cool, and I'm like, it'll be really awesome to see a full-blown Bayonetta game made for Switch, and it's a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, that's what is crazy for me.
Wow.
I felt bad because I was watching the trailer for the 1 and 2, and then I saw the trailer for 3, and I was like, are they showing us more shit for 1 and 2? Like, it looked the same to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought 3 looked so much different. Like,
Really?
1 looks terrible to me, and then 2 looks very good. Like, because they changed the graphic style of it entirely.
I
But-
love Bayonetta 1.
No, I'm not saying that it plays terrible. I just think it
looked
does
bad,
not
like
look
the
good.
graphics were
Oh,
bad.
okay.
And so when they showed 3, I was like, I really hope this is like full blown, like 1080p, 60 frames per second, like locked when you're on docked mode. But we'll see what happens with it. It's super exciting that they're getting a third party that's going to be giving them a console exclusive. Speaking of third party, it has been confirmed that Outlast is going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. They also did confirm that Outlast 3 is in development and will be released soon. We tried to
Portable
play.
scares.
We tried to play Outlast recently. We had a friend in town. We tried to play Outlast. We got like 2 hours in, maybe. Robin, you got
I don't
20.
even-
You got 20 minutes in
I
before
was
you
gonna
bailed on that
say.
headset.
I was gonna say like we did not get that far.
We didn't get very far. We played for a little while though.
It
But-
was very scary.
Okay.
It's weird because like there's no safe zone. So like usually if I'm playing something, I need an area to feel safe
That's how life is.
that you want to run to.
You're never safe.
But Outlast didn't seem to have something like that, so it was just like stressful. I didn't feel like if I wanted to run backwards somewhere, I could. Like I always had to run forward, and if you're like, I don't fucking know what's in front of me, I want to go play something else, and that kind of drove me to play something else.
I don't like stressful games personally.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I like Friday the 13th
It
because
is
it's
a
just
rough-
enough stress, and there's 7 other people that I'm participating with where we're all like, we're all gonna fucking die, and it's just fun and funny. But that's about as much as I can handle.
Outlast is a rough game. Took
Yeah, like the
I got
first
about
jump scare.
halfway through, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna put this down, or I'm probably gonna have a heart attack.
After the first jump scare, Robin handed me the controller and the noise canceling headset and was like, I'm fucking done. So we definitely, I don't even know if we got halfway through. I don't
We
know
didn't
how
even
long
get
it is.
halfway through. We got through to like the first part.
You don't know that? How long is the game? Where does it end?
Oh,
It ends when I took the headset off.
For you, yeah. My phone locked, hang on, has all my information on it. I am nothing without it. There we go. Kotaku posted a recent article, and I thought it was really interesting because they seem to really like shitting all over everything. But they posted the
Just
article,
like me.
and the title is, Hey Nintendo, hey, Nintendo didn't delay any games this year. And it goes over everything that was announced, like Bomberman 1-2 Switch, Just Dance, whatever version it was, Snipper Clips, I Am Setsuna, Mario Kart, Splatoon, Rhyme, ARMS, Tetris, Puyo Puyo
Was it
Tetris.
delayed, or did they just not release? They just don't announce dates for things until they're sure.
They announced like target windows, and they hit every one of them, which is super cool. Because it's a substantial amount, and they basically came out and said, like, here's the plan, here's what we're going to release for the first year of the console, and everyone was like, man, you better fucking get these out, and you better have third-party support. The third-party support came from the Nintendo Indies, or Nindies, and these games all did launch, they didn't delay anything, and I had
That's
to keep myself from
impressive.
buying Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I'm like, I have Persona 5. Like, if I'm going to play a JRPG, it really needs to be that. But I'm really happy with them. Like CJ said, it is impressive. It's impressive for a first party to not delay any games whatsoever. Like,
especially on a new console. Like if
Yeah.
this was Switch 2 years from now, then sure. But on a brand new console, didn't delay a single one. That's awesome.
yeah, I'm very impressed with it. Especially since something like Microsoft, where they get to 80% completion for something like, fuck, I
What's
forgot
that
the name
game?
of it.
Scalebound.
Scalebound, and then they wound up canceling it. So breaks my heart.
reference.
Scalebound reference number 48, 49. Whatever.
never
We missed
forget.
an episode.
We'll get a double in there at some point.
Nintendo, I'm giving you an A for your stuff this year. You did a really good job. You came back from the brink of extinction, and now you're kind of dominating, and I'm very proud of it. I'm proud to be a Nintendo fan again, which is rare for a Nintendo fan to say. So
Is
They've
it
had
really?
some good stuff this year.
they have, and like they released Champions Ballad the night of the Game Awards. They showed the trailer for it. They're like out tonight. I was like, holy fucking shit, that's awesome. Like I wanted to go grab my Switch and play it, but I was like, realistically, like I work tomorrow. I can't do that, son of a bitch, because I would not have slept. But that's everything I have in the way of Nintendo news. We have an okay amount of additional news to dive into before we get to the main topic of recapping the Game Awards and seeing which one of us was correct the most, which one of us was correct the least, and then figuring out whatever horrible, embarrassing thing the loser is going to have to do.
Oh, Lord.
I
That's
think
gonna
they're
be
going to
great.
have to get punched in the face by every other person on Nerd Chills.
No, that's
No?
Fair enough.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
She's just like, I'm down. But as far as additional
I accept
news goes,
punishment.
because Robin keeps asking me this goddamn question, the question is, when is the Overwatch Christmas event? When does it start?
Yay, please answer.
I've
I
answered you
know, I
like
know.
4 times. Go for it, CJ.
December 12th.
December 12th.
That's
It's Tuesday.
That's so far.
It's
I want it
Sunday
tonight.
night.
Tuesday.
Starts Tuesday. Save your coins. Don't save your loot boxes because it's predetermined as soon as you get those
I
things.
researched that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did research that, so you don't need to save those. But yeah, that's going to be starting Tuesday. So for those of you who are waiting for it, like Robin, now you know.
I say
No
we
one is
do
half the battle.
a Winter Wonderland stream on the 12th.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
You
Stream
what?
on the 12th.
Oh yeah. I have
You
a
down,
final.
Charlie? I know how much you
On the
love
12th,
Overwatch.
but-
I am off, but I
I have a
also-
final, and after
Can-
my final, I'm good.
She has a final,
Wow.
and after her final, she's good. You said it like 4 times.
Maybe we can. Should we try and later? We'll try and see if we're, because I don't know what your recording schedule is this week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll schedule something, and it'll be fun. So
Maybe.
Maybe.
it'll be fun for them to watch. All you fans out there. This is more Overwatch news, actually. Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Fusion esports team, Comcast owned, pulled out of the entire preseason for Overwatch,
Why?
citing
Good
player
stuff.
logistics issues. What this realistically means is that they didn't figure out their fucking passports or work visas
Yeah.
with the people on their team that aren't from the United States, and they weren't able to actually field their whole fucking team.
Comcast doing what Comcast do.
Yep, I don't know who's managing the team, but way to fucking go.
That
Really
sucks.
fucked up.
What's kind of cool about the Overwatch preseason, though, is I know they're not airing it like they're going to air the regular league, but someone was using, from South Korea Dynasty, was using Moira, and they melted the entire opposing team. And it's a
Oh!
it's a professional against another professional team using their new character, and they're so good at it. I was like, holy fuck. There's
They
a
were
gif of them
streaming
just
it.
standing in the objective, just melting the entire team. And I'm like, that's
did
fucking
stream it?
incredible.
Yeah, I watched every single match. It was on Twitch.
I thought they said they weren't going to broadcast it like on Blizzard.com or whatever they're going to be doing with the Overwatch League.
No, it was on MLG and Twitch. I was able to watch the matches. It's not
Cool.
like it wasn't. I guess it wasn't like the official like Blizzard stuff, but Blizzard let MLG stream it.
That's awesome. I thought they weren't going to be doing any of the streaming with it, but it's good to know they still are. So cool.
Yeah, there were some really intense matches. Like I can't even. The way people play that game is amazing.
I know. When I watch it, I'm like, I need to play on PC if I ever want to be able to do the things that they do, and even then, I don't even think I'd come close. So I'll just stick with Xbox.
Yeah, it's sad. You can't like be as fast as they are when you watch.
Yeah, plus the equipment, like, I used to have a mouse when I used to play Battlefield 3 where next to the left click, which is the normal click that you use to shoot, there was like 2 buttons, and I had macroed it, so if I tapped one, it would increase my sensitivity, like, super high. So if I had a sniper rifle, I would tap it so, like, I could just zip around. Or, I'm sorry. If I'm, like, trying to lead someone, I would, like, lower my sensitivity, so when I'm, like, moving it, it's just, like, a nice, smooth motion. And then my cat chewed the mouse, I should say, and killed it.
Aw.
And then that was that. It was, like, $150. It was a Razer mouse of some kind. So I would get one of those again if I wanted to play Overwatch on PC. But, yeah, probably not going to do that anytime soon. Moving away from the Overwatch League, Capcom did have a celebration for Mega Man's 30-year anniversary, and at that anniversary, they announced Mega Man 11 for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Looks really good.
It does look really good. The only complaints I've heard are from like Mega Man purists that think it looks like a little slow, or Mega Man looks
I
heavy.
thought it looked fast, but I'm like slow myself.
That's
so
how I felt,
everything's
too.
fast to me.
When I saw it, I was like, it looks fine to me, but I don't really play a lot of Mega Man.
I'm like that 200-year turtle from Finding Nemo. I'm just like, whoa.
Hey, McGidry, Shaka Bruh.
He doesn't ever say shaka bruh.
I said Shaka Bruh. Cool, good talk.
Yay.
Moving on, there's a U.S. lawmaker who has called out Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they said that they plan to lay out anti-loot box policy for it to eventually be put into a bill to be voted upon to try and turn it into law, saying that...
Sure, why not? I mean,
Right?
there's a lot of stuff we could be talking about, but I'm sure this is real fucking important.
Yeah, when we're going through the political climate we're in, that's what we really need to be
Let's see
worrying
if he
about.
makes it through all these sexual allegations.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy that talked about it the last time. It's a rep from Hawaii named Chris Lee. He described it as Star Wars-themed online casino, because he clearly plays it a lot, which is total horseshit, and says it's predatory gaming practices.
Feel bad for his kids.
Right? I think
Poor
what
kid.
really happened is he got online and he got fucking smoked. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm a goddamn congressman, or I'm a fucking senator. I'm going to make this shit illegal. And he's going to go on there after everything's said and done and get fucking smoked again.
I've
and
always
then
thought
find
that
another
that's
problem
what
with it.
video games was missing, is politics.
Yeah, same here.
Oh my god.
Or maybe
Definitely
that's what
needs to be
politics
more.
has been missing. Video games.
Video games? I don't know. Politics right now
Politics
seems like a
and
pretty
video
fucked up
game,
video
yeah.
game.
I don't
So,
know. Yeah,
it's fun stuff.
it'll be interesting. We'll see.
Speaking of loot boxes, EA has stated that they may not be bringing loot boxes back to Star Wars Battlefront 2 ever. Right now, they're really
don't see
getting
how they
destroyed. They're at 20% of the sales mark of Call of Duty World War II. And they're at 40% of the previous Battlefront, which is just atrocious. And
It has
I can
been put
say
on sale once, though.
I have not played it since the first wave, where I'm like, this is fun. I would be into this if there wasn't this whole like giant like story about how I'm supposed to hate it. And my biggest problem with it was I lagged. Excuse me. So I was like, I guess I'll go back and I'll get myself a new router and then I'll play. And I did, and I didn't lag. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to go play Friday the 13th now. And I haven't gone back to it. So I don't feel bad about it. Eventually I'll get back to it. But hopefully the game servers aren't shut down. And
Maybe
it's not
after
dead yet.
Last Jedi, people will pick it up.
That's true. And they're timing some DLC to be released for it.
That'll be
Around the
cool.
same
Like
time.
Last Jedi themed people and
Yeah.
You'll get to play
Exactly.
Snoke.
So it'll be
Like
really
that.
interesting.
That would be
stuff.
crazy.
Chair.
So I should have transitioned this a little bit better, because I've transitioned a lot of these news articles really well today, and I'm really proud of myself. But we talked about how Nintendo didn't delay anything. Ubisoft, on the other hand, has come out this past week and delayed multiple things. So Far Cry 5, which was supposed to come out February 27th of 2018, has now been pushed back to March 27th. So a
only a
month.
month.
It's not terrible. The Crew 2, which was slated for March
Two Crew.
16th, is now expected
That's
to be
what it's
released.
called, right?
Two
The crew,
crew.
Two Crew, Two Crew,
Two
Two
Crew.
Crew.
No, the
No,
crew
it's
two crew.
for school.
Is it really?
Oh, no.
You guys, I hate you so much. It was supposed to be March 16th, 2018. It's now expected to be ready sometime between April and September, since that's only a
Wow.
5-month window.
Yeah.
And,
It's just the crew. Who cares?
quote, an unannounced franchise game, we have no idea what the fuck it was,
Who would miss it?
has been moved from when it was supposed to come out, which is between
I
2018
feel
and
like they didn't even have
2019.
to tell us that.
Right? They really
They're
didn't.
being too honest now.
But now 2019 and 2020. So they moved 3 games back, 2 of which you know, 1 of which you've never fucking heard of because they still didn't announce what it was.
I don't think it's a really big deal because the biggest thing is Far Cry, and that's only a month.
It's
if
only
they
a
push
month.
it back again, though, that'll be like, come on.
What I think is stupid about it, and I think it's just because it's probably like, hey guys, it's not ready, is like, if Red Dead hits in March, man, you just
There's
fucked up.
No way.
Yeah.
If Red Dead hits in March, you should delay it again. Like, I wouldn't even be mad if they came out and they said, we're delaying this another 3 weeks. And if people are like, why? It's like, because Red Dead. Like, that's why. Because that's going to just dominate everyone's fucking console.
Yeah.
And we know it.
Unknown title.
Who knows?
That's actually the title.
Unknown
It's
title.
unknown.
Unknown franchise title. I like it. Sounds cool. It's probably zombie horror. or
Sounds
something like that.
professional.
So that's everything for additional news. Let's jump right into recapping the Game Awards. I'm going to do the big announcements, and then we can go over the Game Awards themselves, who won, and what we think we thought we said. And we'll see who has the most points. I'm literally just going to say that I predicted them all right.
I was gonna say that just encourages lying.
Right?
I know, it's just kind of the Nerd Chills way. But as far as the announcements went. They did have a ton.
They did.
I was pretty happy
Also,
with
a
it.
lot of fucking advertisement.
Yeah.
I was like, come on now.
I want to see the numbers for if the viewership went up again.
The ads were insane.
I hope it did. One of my friends, Garrett, who's a regular listener of the show, at least I think he is. He says he is, and he's very nice about it. He sent me an article that I seem to see after every game show, which is like, we don't need these. Like, this demoralizes the artistic vision. And it's like, well, here's the thing. Like, every other art medium has some form of awards.
Yeah.
I get that the ceremony idea is cheesy. Like, people hate watching the Oscars, and the Oscars are political. I'm like, I get that.
Like, what about Nobel Prizes? Like, we don't need it.
We don't need
People
them.
just do good. I mean, why do they need awards for good doing?
What, like, drove me crazy about the article is, like, I understand that perspective, but watching the
It's
two creators...
recognition.
Yeah, it is. It's recognition for someone like two brothers who changed their lives entirely to create a game like Cuphead,
Yeah.
where people can see someone on stage and go, that's what I want to fucking do with my life. Like, I'm going to do that with my life.
Like, everyone needs recognition, especially in the millennials age
Right.
group, right? Literally everyone needs it.
And then seeing the creator
That's the
of
point, right?
Breath of the Wild, the two guys that were the most important, to go up on stage after that game, spoiler alert, won Game of the Year, like, overjoyed like children to receive that award. I was like, when I was watching, I was like, those people have worked in the industry their entire fucking lives. And this
Exactly.
looks like the happiest moment of their life. And it was such a special thing to watch.
As like popular and acclaimed a lot of those games are, like, this was Nintendo's first Game of the Year in like a long time.
Yeah, it was a big night for
And
Nintendo.
The one dude was like, I can't wait to make more Zelda games. Like, it's like crazy.
The
to
guy
even
who
have-
made Majora's Mask and Breath of the Wild, like, he can't wait to make you more.
Yeah, it's like, I know that he would want to do that without this, but like, it's recognition of their hard work.
Yeah, and the fact that they worked so hard, they had to delay it once, which, you know, they were saying it's going to come out 2016, then they had to delay it to 2017.
Yeah.
And it was like, that must be really hard. And then when Switch is coming out, and it's like, we have to launch day and date with the Switch. And now Switch is a huge fucking success, and Breath of the Wild is a really big part of that.
It's like anyone who's ever won an award at work or an award at school or anything like that knows that, like, it's nice to be recognized.
Yeah.
And I don't see how anyone would not want that for anybody in the gaming industry that's worked on a game they love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that made me sad that, like, the people that I thought, like, did a great job this past year making games didn't get recognized. So it's like,
Being nominated at the same time is supposed to be like an
recognition.
honor, and it's
Yeah,
recognition and everything,
it
but
is.
I don't know. I think it's life-changing for people that are like the guys who made Cuphead, you know, or like the indie
Yeah.
game. And I think it's something where if you don't like the pomp and circumstance, I get that. But don't shit on someone else's big night because you don't enjoy watching it, because you don't enjoy watching, like, the Schick Razor Man, who didn't show up this year, who was my favorite part of the game show last year.
well, it's
Schick
like,
Razor Man?
It was a anthropomorphic Schick Razor that presented an award at some point, I think. It was fucking creepy. It was from last year.
I mean, there was
Wow.
There were the indie titles and like Cuphead, like you said, and then there was the girl that won for her voice acting in Hellblade, and she was like, "This is my first time voice acting in anything."
Wow.
And then like that game has been linked to like mental health issues, so she was like, "Thank you for recognizing that."
Right.
And then the one guy, I don't know if you saw, there was one guy that won like a student award, and he was like, I graduate next week. Please hire me someone. Like, that's huge for him.
That's absolute. That's
Wow.
life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's pointless. If you don't want to watch, you don't want to watch, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's pointless.
I think the fact that viewership steadily grows, and then he was able to take, and then Jeff Keighley, who's the one who's like in
Executive
charge of it,
producer.
he took it away from Spike TV, and he's like, we're gonna make something that feels more like what we want to watch. And yes, it's gonna be an award show, but at the same time, it's gonna be something that, like, we're gonna honor gamers, and we're gonna honor the games that are made the right way. Not like, oh, Eliza Dushku won for Wet, or whatever the fucking name of that game was. When there was so many other voice actors out there, like 10 years ago, who could have won.
Right.
But it's like, oh, we're going to honor a Hollywood starlet because Spike fucking said we have to.
I mean, whether you like or dislike Jeff Keighley, like, he obviously works in the industry and has for a long time, and I think that he tries to make it profitable and also about the industry. And it's
Yeah.
cool that they have announcements, so it's not just like boring performances and people getting awards. It's like they actually do stuff. He tries to make it entertaining.
Yeah, I was very happy with it. I enjoyed watching it. Zachary Levi presented an award, and he came out, and he went to open it, and there was, like, tape on it. And he's like, wait, what's this? And you could tell he's going off script. And he's like, there's a microtransaction to present an award? What? And he took his credit card out and slid it to, like, cut it open. Like, everyone was laughing. He's like, that's so stupid. And he looked right at the camera. He's like, seriously? It's stupid. And it's like, that is so fucking awesome, because he's a nerd, and he was just like, microtransactions suck. And he just, like, took the moment to let everyone know that he hates them.
Good for
I
him.
did notice something that I couldn't help but notice is how quickly people left the auditorium. So, like, by about, not even by game, like, before, well before Game of the Year was announced, like, people were filing out. And I don't know if it's because, like, the award that they were there for, like, got announced or whatever. But by the end, by Game of the Year, you could tell that they made everyone move up. So they, like, took a break and made everyone move forward and then quit showing the back half of
Right.
the auditorium because it was just empty.
So that's why at the Oscars they have, like, seat fillers.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you see an empty seat, go sit in it right now.
Yeah.
Because they don't want that shown, obviously, but...
It probably happens there, too, and I just never have seen it, but it was weird to see because, like, they kept, like, panning out, and then I would see, like, I was like, there's a lot of empty seats, and then they got to the end where they weren't showing the back, and every seat was full, and I was like, that's because the back is empty.
It's nice that they made that adjustment, though, rather than, like, letting you see that the entire show.
Yeah.
Because that would be sad.
But I liked their end thing where they announced the winners and they used, like, that orchestra to play all the music.
The medley
Yeah.
of all the Game of the Year,
Although that Mario song, I'm sorry, but I think it's very catchy, but, like, the words are so dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
What Mario song?
The theme to
Super
Mario.
Odyssey. It's like an actual song with lyrics, and it's super dumb.
I've never heard it.
Super dumb.
Oh, you will after this.
Yeah, steep your game. But there was announcements. World War Z is getting a game. It looked just like... Everyone was like, what the fuck is this? I was watching the kind of funny reacts where they watch the show and I could, like, listen to them. Eventually I changed it because I get so sick of Tim Geddes trying to predict everything and being dead wrong. And I'm like, God, you're
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
Or just being a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, he's I don't know. He's over the top nowadays, and he's hard to listen to. Colin's not there anymore to be like, you're a fucking douchebag, and get him to shut up. But anyways, World War Z got announced. It looked just like Days Gone. And I was like, I don't know how well this is going to do. The studio behind Job Simulator is making Vacation Simulator. From
Nice.
Software.
Work and play.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. Job Simulator is really fun, but we'll see what happens with Vacation Simulator. From Software had, in quote, I love this way to describe it, extremely vague tease for their next game, because no one knows if it's going to be Bloodborne 2 or Dark Souls Remaster. And there's been rumors that Dark Souls Remaster is going to be coming to Switch and Xbox One and whatever else they want to put it on, probably PlayStation 4, obviously.
I hope so.
We'll see. Creators of Firewatch are making a game about exploring tombs in Egypt. It's called In the Valley of Gods, and it looked really cool. They also announced, we alluded to it previously, Breath of the Wild's second expansion, which is Champion's Ballad, and they said it's out tonight. Link also gets his motorcycle, which is ridiculous and also looks incredibly cool.
Can you? Okay, so when we were watching that, we were like, can we climb mountains in this? Like, did we waste all of our time walking around when we could have been fucking climbing, using
Mountains with our motorcycle?
to just drive up the mountains?
It's like, it'll be really fun to play, but as soon as I get on and be like, this is fucking ridiculous. They had
an amiibo for that?
that would be fucking awesome. Link on his motorcycle.
Oh,
it
that'd
could
be
work in Mario Kart too. I like it. Good call, Charlie. I'll call Nintendo. Get Reggie on the phone.
Yep.
They had a couple guys come out. I don't know who they are.
Call
off
Phil.
the top of my hand. Off the top of my head, call Phil up. He'll take care of it. But at the end of the thing, they obviously were going to announce something, and like, we just want to ask you, do your souls still burn? And I was like, holy fucking shit!
I was just telling someone the other day how it's been so long since the new Soul Calibur came out because all these fighting games have come out this year.
It's weird for me because like Soul Calibur is like 5 and 4 and 3 don't hold very special places in my heart, but the first one, when Dreamcast had it, and like, I just remember my brother and all his stoner friends coming over, and we played the fuck out of that game. And I, for whatever reason, decided, like, Maxie's the character I'm going to play. In a game with giant, long fucking weapons, I picked the dude with fucking nunchucks who looks like Elvis mixed with Bruce Lee.
I've never played Soul Calibur.
It is
Really?
so
Not
much
once.
fun.
pretty
It's
good.
unbelievable.
We
So I got...
played on,
I grew up on
64.
Tekken and stuff.
The guy that made Tekken 7 came out with the guy who's making Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
So it was really exciting. And I got really jacked up. I was like, that's how I want to see a game get announced.
Soul Calibur cross Tekken.
Obviously, Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3. We talked about those. And
This game.
this fucking thing. So, I think it was like a 5, maybe 6 minute
I think, it
trailer
was
Like
like
long.
I think it was a 9-minute trailer.
for Death Stranding, which,
gameplay.
after all of it,
Yeah,
what
that
we
was in game.
what we know for sure from watching it is Norman Reedus is in it, and we think he swallowed a baby. aside
Follow the
from
baby.
aside from that, this thing looks fucking weird as balls. I mean, it looks
It
interesting.
looks like space horror.
It
Yeah.
does.
Absolutely.
I can't tell what the
I was
hell
like,
it
what
is.
is this? Dead Space?
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I don't know why those giant things have hands for feet.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I would love to describe it to you, but it's hard. It's like these giant things were coming for these guys and sucking them into the ground, and
And then the
apparently that's really
world
bad
went
because they kept
upside
killing
down or something?
themselves.
Yeah, and then like they get like flushed into a different reality through the stuff. Then all of a sudden they're underwater, like floating towards. It's fucking weird. It's like Kojima must be doing a lot of acid in his new studio. I don't know what the fuck's going on. All I know is if they have that much time to make those trailers, they better have a substantial amount of fucking game
It
done.
better be a hell of a game.
Because it's like, it just, I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be like really crazy fucking sci-fi horror, because it definitely looks sci-fi now.
Well, if they have Guillermo del Toro on it, it's going to have some weird shit.
But I don't know.
Right? Is that the one? With
Yeah,
Kojima?
Guillermo del
Yeah.
Toro came out and was with Kojima, and then after that they had Norman Reedus come out with Kojima. But I don't know. I want to get something substantial so I can be like, it's a game about the end of the world, or it's a game about eating babies. Because I have no idea what the fuck it's about right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to wait. I feel like I'm still gonna be wondering what it's about when it comes out. I'll be like, so I have to watch like some gameplay or
Right.
a review to know what the storyline is. If someone can just boil this down for me.
Like, just give me a quick 2-sentence recap of it. But moving on, Witchfire is going to be a new shooter coming from the guys who made Bulletstorm, which, as ridiculous as it was, and how much it was traded in after it came out, it was fun. This is the part where I walked away to go make dinner. But they did show more of the co-op Prison Break game, A Way Out. Charlie had alluded to that earlier.
That is not Xbox exclusive. It's gonna be on Windows and PS4 also.
Right on.
So I lied.
It looks interesting, though. And then,
It
of
does.
course,
there was that giant rant of that guy too. I felt bad for Jeff Keighley. I was like, how do you get rid of this guy?
I didn't see it. I was gone for that time, so I didn't even realize it was a thing.
Honestly, he had a really thick accent, and I wasn't paying a lot of attention until he started cursing a lot. And then I looked up, and I was like, oh wait, this isn't Cable.
That's funny.
But yeah, he was like rambling, and he like said like fuck the Oscars,
Oh my
and then
God.
he started talking about EA, and he was like, EA's been really good to me, but obviously like all publishers fuck up every once in a while. And then Jeff Keighley was just kind of like laughing, like, oh my god, it's a nightmare. And
This
then
is a fucking disaster.
he was like, do you want to like show the video for this game or what? And the guy was like, we're gonna have more time to talk after this, right? And he was like, no. And
That's
then
so funny.
so the guy said some more stuff, and then they showed the video, and it was like, go somewhere else.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
He kept talking about like, well, we have all the time, I guess, that we want because it's the internet.
That's great.
But yeah, it was
Oh my god,
it was
that's
a
so
rant.
true.
Yeah, right. Live TV on the internet, so it's a different world.
So we don't have to worry about being bumped off by the news.
Cursing and such.
And then the last thing that we have in the recap as far as announcements was Player Unknown's Battlegrounds showed off their new map, the desert map, which looks like a PUBG map. There's nothing on there where I was like, it really blew my hair back or knocked my socks off. I was like, it really just looks like another map, just with a different skin over the
Yeah,
top
very
of it.
similar.
So, if you're a PUBG fan, go check that out and let us know what I'm missing, because I haven't played PUBG once. I've played a bunch of Fortnite, which is super fun. So, good
Didn't
stuff.
they? What did they just recently announce for Fortnite? Like
50 v 50. Yeah, it's a mode where you have two teams of 50 players, and it's last man standing like per usual. Cool. So, Charlie, please let us know the categories that we all picked and who actually won, and then we'll all try and remember what we picked to win.
Here we go.
I feel like I remember we were gonna take notes and then we didn't.
Yeah.
So CJ, confirm or deny? Me and Adam and Robin, to a certain extent, discussed this beforehand. We feel like you are probably gonna win because you have less emotion built into your answers. Like, I think you were the type of person who answered like, "This is gonna win," where we were like, "We want this to win."
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you'll probably be the most right just based on that. But
I don't know if that makes me feel bad or not.
It wouldn't make me feel
intended
bad.
to make you feel bad.
Hang on, I'm going to mark these down, and we'll vote on whether or not we think it's legit.
So,
All right.
For Game of the Year, do you want me to go over the nominees again?
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. That way we know who we were supposed to have picked.
Game of the Year, the nominees were Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PlayerUnknown Battleground, Super Mario Odyssey, and Zelda. Of course, the winner was Zelda.
I'm pretty sure I chose Zelda.
I
did-
definitely chose Horizon.
I did pick Zelda as well.
I chose Player Unknowns.
He did pick
you?
PUBG
I
because
thought
we're
you said
like
Zelda.
ballsy pick.
Wow. For Best Game Direction, the nominees were Horizon, Resident Evil, Mario Odyssey, Zelda, and Wolfenstein. Zelda won. I don't remember. I would be willing to bet I probably picked Horizon.
I did pick Zelda on this one because of how much game direction.
I was Zelda
I
here
picked
too.
Zelda, too.
For best narrative, there was Hellblade, Horizon, Nier, What Remains of Edith Finch. I keep wanting to say Filch, and
I
that's a
think I
character from
picked-
Harry Potter.
God damn you, Harry Potter.
And Wolfenstein 2.
Horizon Zero.
Edith Finch won.
I picked Wolfenstein.
I picked Horizon.
CJ,
I think I picked Nier on this one.
Still seems like, I mean, I haven't played that game, but it like was up against some super, super big titles.
Yeah. Must play it, apparently. Everything that was on the Game Awards, too, is on sale right now for, like, whatever system you're on.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I picked up Cuphead because it's on sale for 15 instead of 20.
That's good.
So I haven't played it. Downloaded it like 3 days ago? 3 days ago.
I realized that what I pre-ordered were vinyl figures for Cuphead, so now I also have Pops pre-ordered.
Oh,
and
I'm
then
so glad I did not get those for you for Christmas.
there's,
That's funny.
I got the Pop T for Cuphead. That's really cool, but they only make them like really
The
limited
devil looks
sizes.
so cool.
Right.
It's so dumb. Anyways, speaking of Cuphead, for best art direction, there was Cuphead, Destiny 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, and Zelda. Cuphead won.
We
I
all
picked
picked Cuphead.
Yeah, we all picked Cuphead.
For best score, there was Cuphead, Destiny 2, Nier Automata, Persona 5, Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild. I picked Cuphead, I think.
I think I picked
I
Cuphead
think
as well.
Cuphead, too.
Nier
I
one.
think I did Destiny 2 on this one.
Yeah, you
So,
did,
like,
'cause I remember
Destiny 2's
asking you
music.
about it. Or no, wait. No, that was for best audio design. This is for best score, so I don't know. Anywho, for best audio design, it was Destiny 2, Hellblade, Resident Evil 7, Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild. I think I picked Breath of the Wild.
I picked
Me
Breath
too.
of the Wild.
Well, Hellblade won. The one game that I've honestly been wanting to play it, but I never
Yeah.
finished it.
I don't think any of us played Hellblade, so.
No, it's
Nope.
supposed to be amazing. For best performance, there was Horizon Zero Dawn, Ashley Birch, Brian Bloom for Wolfenstein 2, Claudia Black from Uncharted, Laura Bailey from Uncharted, and Melinda Juergens from Hellblade, and she won. Hellblade won.
I picked Ashley Birch.
I picked Ashley Birch. I was
Me too.
super sad. And also in her speech, the chick from Hellblade said that she had never voice acted in a game before, and I was
Right.
like, I don't know if that's cool or not, because like that's just a slap in the face to all these other professional voice actors.
Right? But at the same time, it's like, I guess we really need to go play this fucking game and see how good she was in
Yeah, I
it.
guess so. She was also wearing like,
She was wearing her motion capture suit.
yeah. I was like,
Yep.
what's going
that's
on?
cute.
Yeah. She looked good in it. I mean, it looked like a normal suit just with, like, white balls on it.
Yeah,
like,
it was
randomly.
funny because me and Wade were watching it, and he was like, "Is she about to go mocap?" And I was like, "I don't know either that, or she's like gonna jump on a ninja and join a bicycle gang or something."
Right.
Like,
American Ninja Warrior. CJ, which one did you pick for that one?
Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey? Okay.
for game, the next category was Games for Impact. The nominees were Bury Me, My Love, Hellblade, Life is Strange, Night in the Woods, Please Knock on My Door, and What Remains of Edith Finch. I know I definitely voted for Bury Me, My Love.
I did Life is Strange.
I did Life is Strange also.
Life is Strange, yeah.
Hellblade won.
God damn you, Hellblade!
Best ongoing game.
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Overwatch was the winner, and the other nominees were Destiny 2, Grand Theft Auto Online, Overwatch, PlayerUnknown Battleground, Rainbow Six, and Warframe. I think I might have picked Grand Theft Auto.
I think Adam picked PUBG.
Did I? No, I did not.
What
I picked
did-
Overwatch.
CJ, do you remember what you picked? Did you pick Overwatch?
I think he picked
I-
PUBG.
I think I picked PUBG, but I also remember talking about Overwatch, but I'm not sure. But I think it was PUBG.
The next category was Best Independent Game. The nominees were Cuphead, Hellblade, Night in the Woods, Pyre, and What Remains of Edith Finch. Cuphead won.
We all picked
Yeah,
Cuphead.
picked
We,
Cuphead.
most of the Cuphead categories, we all picked Cuphead to
Cuphead
win.
Yeah.
won every category they were in.
So that means we got a lot of
No.
points.
Didn't they?
There was
Nope.
one I think they didn't win.
They
No,
didn't
it was
win Best
Score.
Action.
That's right.
They're in
Or,
Best
yeah,
Action.
they didn't win Best Score or Best Action.
They're in Best Action. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
You're right. They didn't win Best Action.
That article I referenced where they shit all over the Game Awards, one of their biggest things was like, I hate that we have to define genres. Like, what's the difference between action and action adventure? It's like, I agree that I hate splitting hairs over genre. Like, Get Out. This year, Get Out for the Oscars is going to be nominated as a comedy. and not a drama. And everyone's like, it's not a fucking comedy. But whatever. At least it's getting nominated. It's like it's not the category they want it to be in. It's not like they're gonna be like, okay, everyone,
How was that
call
movie
off the
funny?
fucking Oscars. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It
But-
wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, well, okay, it was sort of. There were funny moments where, like, because one friend is trying to figure out what happened to his friend, and he's kind of funny at times, but it's not a comedy.
Yeah. So it's weird. Like I get the genre
They're
thing.
like, the guy that makes it's funny, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
it counts.
basically what they did. But you don't call off the Oscars because of that. Is my point. But continue.
The next category was Best Mobile Game. Fire Emblem Heroes, Hidden Folks, Monument Valley 2, Old Man's Journey, and Super Mario Run were the nominees. I know we all picked Fire Emblem except CJ, who picked the winner, which was Monument Valley.
Good job.
Wah, wah.
So right now, as we stand, Charlie is in the rear
Yes,
with 2,
of course.
CJ with 4, and Adam and Robin are tied with 5.
Whoa. It could go
I'm gonna
either
slap
way.
you so hard.
You
after this.
piggybacked on all my picks. God damn it.
The next category is Best Handheld Game. The nominees were Ever Oasis, Fire Emblem Echoes, Metroid Samus Returns, Monster Hunter Stories, and Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. Metroid won.
I picked Monster Hunter.
I think I
I
did too.
did too.
CJ, what'd you pick?
I think I picked Fire Emblem.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
The next category was Best VR/AR Game. The nominees were Farpoint, Lone Echo, Resident Evil 7, Star Trek, and Super Hot, and Resident Evil 1. I think we
think-
all picked.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we all picked Resident Evil.
Yep.
The next category was Best Action Game. The nominees were Cuphead, Destiny, Neo, Prey, and Wolfenstein won.
I think I totally picked Wolfenstein.
I'm pretty sure I picked Cuphead.
I think I picked Cuphead as well.
I think you guys all picked Cuphead on that one, and I picked Destiny 2.
We did that a couple times, I think. I'll trust you, Robin. You said you think you picked Cuphead?
I think I picked Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein 1. That means she takes the lead. We will re-listen to the old episode.
Jesus.
And if you wind up winning off of lies, you'll be beaten with doorknobs stuffed in socks while you sleep.
Okay.
Best Action Adventure is the next category. The nominees were Assassin's Creed Origins, Horizon Zero Dawn, Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, and Uncharted. I'm sure I picked Horizon.
Which
I
one is
picked
this
Breath
one?
of the Wild. Action adventure.
Action
I was
Oh,
Breath
okay.
of the Wild, too.
Breath of the Wild won.
CJ, or I'm sorry, Robin, what'd you pick?
Fuck. Breath of the Wild, probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The next category was Best Role Playing Game. The nominees were Divinity, Original Sin 2, Final Fantasy 15, Nier Automata, Persona 5, and South Park. And I know I picked South Park.
I know
Final
I picked.
Fantasy 15.
I picked Persona.
I did 15 as well.
Persona was the winner.
Yay, we're tied, bitch. Suck it.
Best Family Game was the next category. The nominees were Mario Kart 8, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Sonic Mania, Splatoon 2, and Super Mario Odyssey. Pretty sure I picked Odyssey, and that was what won.
It is what you picked. I picked Mario Kart, and everyone said I was fucking dumb.
She
I
picked
picked
Rabbids.
Oh, rabbits?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
CJ, what'd you pick?
I think I picked Odyssey.
I think you did too. Because I remember we made a crack about you guys agreeing on something
Yeah.
at some point in your lives. So it might have been that.
The next category was Best Strategy Game. The nominees were Halo Wars 2, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Total War Warhammer 2, Tooth and Tail, XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. I'm pretty sure I picked XCOM. I know CJ picked Halo Wars. I think she
I picked
Mario
Halo
and
Wars.
Rabbids.
We both picked Rabbids on that one. Because I
Maybe
gave a
did
shout out
pick
to
Odyssey
Pirate
for the
Dave.
other one. I just remember. I remember you picking.
I picked
Mario.
rabbits for something.
Yeah, you definitely picked rabbits for strategy. I don't know.
So Rabbids was the winner?
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Rabbids.
Yeah, so many Mario. Well, Mario game at least won a category. The next category was Best Sports/Racing Game. FIFA
Forza.
18,
Forza.
Forza Motorsport 7, Gran Turismo Sport, NBA 2K18, Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, and Project Cars 2 were the nominees, and Forza won. I think we all picked Forza.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think that was all Forza.
I'm pretty sure Adam said FIFA.
No, I actually said Pez is really good this year.
Oh.
But I picked
You might have
Forza.
said FIFA was the most popular sports game on the planet.
It
but-
is. But yeah, I picked Forza because I'm fucking American, god damn it.
The most anticipated game, the nominees were God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Last of Us Part 2. I know for a fact I think you and CJ both picked Last of Us.
I did Red Dead.
Oh, CJ picked Last of Us then. I picked God of War.
Yeah, I did Last of
Red
Us.
Dead.
What was it?
Last of Us.
Oh shit! So you're just catching up.
The next one was Trending Gamer, which we all lost.
Yeah, CJ
Oh,
didn't.
No,
CJ picked it.
I picked Dr. Disrespect.
So
Faker won, wasn't it?
Andrea Renee,
No, Doctor Disrespect.
half-coordinated Clint Alexa. It's weird because they have their real names. Dr. Disrespect, Mike, whatever, his name is Shroud, and then Able Gamers and Dr. Disrespect won. And
Yes.
then the next category is Best Esports Game. The nominees were Counter-Strike, Dota 2, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League. Overwatch won.
Woo woo!
I picked Overwatch.
Pretty sure I picked Overwatch also.
CJ, what'd you pick?
I think I picked League.
You did pick League. That's right.
Yeah.
The next...
I know I got the next one, though.
I think we all did.
Liquid.
No, is Best Esports Player.
We picked
Oh.
Liquid. Oh, no. Yeah,
So there
player.
was-
I think we all got.
Faker, Cold Zera, Nico, that name I can't pronounce, and Kuroki.
I chose Yu
Ryungjong.
Hong.
Oh, okay. So it was Faker.
Yeah,
I
Faker
picked
won.
Faker for sure.
Who? Okay, Charlie picked Faker. CJ, who'd you pick?
Faker.
Robin.
I picked Jae Hong.
Yeah, I did too. Okay.
So the next category was Best Esports Team. The nominees were Cloud9, FaZe Clan, Lunatic High, SK Telecom, T1, and Team Liquid.
Team
We
Liquid.
both picked Team Liquid. CJ picked SK Telecom.
I think I did
Yeah.
also. Cloud9 won.
Yeah, saw that. I was
Yeah.
like, who the fuck is Cloud9?
And then these
Cloud
other
9
ones,
is that those two white dudes?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
I don't think we picked the Chinese Fan Game Award.
we didn't.
Yeah, we
didn't
abstained.
take
Yeah.
Chinese Fan Game or Student Game Award. I think we did.
We didn't choose those because it was based.
It
off
didn't
of,
let us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think we did Best Debut Indie Game. Did we do Best Multiplayer? I think so.
Yeah, I think we did
Overwatch?
best multiplayer.
We did because I picked
PUBG.
Player Unknowns
I did Fortnite, I
and
think.
What were the?
Oh, sorry. The nominees were Call of Duty World War II, Destiny 2, Fortnite, Mario Kart 8, Player Unknown's Battleground, and Splatoon 2.
I have honestly no idea what I picked. I probably picked PUBG.
The winner was PUBG. I'm pretty positive I picked Fortnite just to spite PUBG.
Robin, what did you pick?
Probably PUBG.
God damn it.
But then also, just for the other categories, Best Indie Game went to Cuphead.
Best fighting game. They didn't announce
Yeah.
on the stream.
It's not in here.
Yeah,
But
they,
it was Injustice.
it was Injustice.
Wasn't Justice,
I
and we all
Injustice.
picked that one.
I think Robin didn't.
She picked Tekken.
Tekken.
And
Oh,
I
Tekken.
don't know
Which
what
means
she
you lose. That's a bummer.
Am I last?
No.
Oh,
Am I
no.
lasty?
I'm definitely lasty.
Charlie's bringing up the rear with 8. CJ and Robin tied with 13 correct. And Adam won with 14 correct off of Injustice.
I don't believe that shit.
So-
I
We
think
will
that's
have to go
cheating.
back and validate. I will let you know after I slap you in the face.
I think next year we should do like double ballots because it's weird because you can vote for things.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should do what we think will win. Like if I was
Versus
making
what
an
we want to
NCAA
win.
bracket, I would say that
I always do too.
what's that team that always wins?
Duke.
I was thinking of something else. What is the one where the women's team and the men's team like always win?
UConn.
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 Yeah, I'd pick UConn. But if I was like trying to vote, if I was voting, then I'd pick someone I like.
Yeah, when I do NCAA brackets, because I'm from Valparaiso, Indiana, I do an actual one where I pick a winner, which is usually North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, or like a random team that's doing well that year. And then the other bracket, I make it so Valparaiso University wins. And it's just because I like to see like what path it would have to go to. And I know I'd be like one of only like 10 people in the world that picked VU to win, which they never, ever do. So we should do that next year.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it'd be cool to do brackets and then do a winner.
That's true.
Like,
We
have
can
our
do the
fans-
whole like Oscar pool thing. We were just kind of being casual about it this time, but this is our first game awards as Nerd Chillers.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 50 episodes, which means we've been around for a year.
Wow,
So
getting old.
we are getting old, and I'm totally cool with it. Cool. Right on. The Game Awards, I really liked it this year. I mean, it's an award show, so you're going to get a little bit bored, but it's a ton of announcements this year. And I really,
Yeah.
really liked it.
I like it because I don't have Like sometimes I watch the Oscars, sometimes I watch the Grammys, probably more so than the Oscars because I like music better than movies, and video games I like better than either of those. So it's nice for me because it's like something I actually care about. Whereas I can watch the Oscars or the Grammys, but probably half the things that they talk about I won't
haven't
give
seen
a fuck, or I won't care.
Yeah, a lot of times in the Oscars, people watch it and they're like, I haven't seen any of these fucking movies that got nominated. But when it comes to the video game awards, it's like, or the game awards, it's like, I've played or have had a chance to play every one of those things. It's not like, oh, it's only playing at this one theater in the hippest part of town, and that's the only way you're going to see it. It's like, no, like, if I want to play, like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape or whatever the name of that game is, something Edith Finch, I could literally just go and buy it right now and play it.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
And also they have announcements. Like if the Oscars might be a little bit more compelling if it was like, and we're announcing this new movie, but that's not the the style of the Oscars.
That's just not the format. They honor what's come before and not what's going to be coming out. But with Game Awards, they mix them, which is really fun, and it makes you want to keep watching.
Yeah.
So right on. Any
Shall
final
do it
thoughts
again.
from the Game Awards? Robin, anything?
Nope.
Charlie?
Go play Hellblade, I guess. That's
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
honestly
that's
gonna buy
my
it.
takeaway from it is let's go check that game out.
I thought about it a long time ago, but it's like $30, and it wasn't on sale, and I was like, I don't have time to play this anyways, but I really want to play it.
Yeah, I do too now too, because I had no idea it was about mental health in any way, shape, or form, which it apparently is. So now I'm very interested.
Cool.
But right on, guys, go ahead and tweet at us at nerd_chills and let us know if you agree with Game of the Year or what your personal Game of the Year is. If you want to give us an in-depth explanation as to why, go ahead and email us at nerdchills@nerdchills.net.
Horizon Zero Dawn will always be the game of the year, my high.
Not my world, not my Game of the Year.
Hashtag not my game.
We got an email this week with a 90-second review for, I believe it was Skyrim VR. I was not able to get that ready for the show, so we will read it next week. It came from Lyndon, friend of the show, so we appreciate that. We'll get it read for episode 50, which is cool. If you guys want to reach out to me, I'm at the Adam Diaz. You can email me at malum@nerdchills.net. If you want to talk to the show, like I said, Twitter, nerd_chills, email nerdchills@nerdchills.net, or go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/nerdchillspodcast. And we're very responsive. We have this really awesome response rate for the Facebook page of like 16 minutes to messages. I do it too. It's not just Robin. But yeah, that's where you can find us. You can find me there. Also, Robin and I started a new podcast. It's a completely different genre. It's basically a ghost story podcast called Scary-ish.
You're already picking favorites.
Yeah, I had a really good time recording Scary-ish. I thought it came out really well. We only have episode 0 up and episode 1. The official first episode comes out Tuesday, the 12th, the same day as Overwatch's Christmas event. So go check that out. Scary-ish
So
is
much to do, so little time.
also got a website, scaryish.com, or you can tweet at us, scaryishpod. But yeah, that's everything that you can find me on. So CJ, if the fine folks wanted to find you, where could they do so?
Twitter is at Sacred Infinity, and you can email me at sacredinfinity@nerdchills.net.
Cool. Nice and simple. Charlie,
Yeah.
if the fine folks wanted to find you, where do they go?
You could email me, charlie@nerdchills.net, or you can find me on Twitter. It's charlie_NC as in nerdchills.
Charlie with an EY. The real way to spell it, not the IE.
I suppose.
I suppose. And Robin, where can the fine folks find you?
On all social media platforms at the Robin Grace. Pretty much.
Cool. Do you know what you're talking about this week for Scary-ish?
Curses.
Curses? Cool. I'm doing a prophecy.
Curses.
Like
as they
real
call it.
curses. That
Like
have
Documented evidence of a
Yeah.
curse coming true, and I'm
Yeah.
doing prophecies. I'm really excited, so go ahead and check that out. But that's everything we got for you for episode 49 this week. We'll see you next week for episode 50, and we're going to do Game of the Year for Nerd Chills. So we will see you then. I will do the sign out this week, so take a chill pill, people. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Boom.